Okay, I'm going to talk today about getting rid of psychic baggage. And that's my discussion today. We're going to talk a little bit about psychic baggage and what we collect in our lives. So I want to try to kind of explain that vibration because a lot of people go into a lot of stuff within their life trying to figure out what psychic baggage is, what do we collect, what do we do through our lives. And really what I want to speak about is what we collect. Each individual collects through our life. Whether you take classes, whether you take go to events, you go to different things, you start propelling things into your vibration. And what you're really doing with this vibration is allowing yourself to connect to what works for you. And as being in this work for so many years, I've been to a lot of events, I've been to a lot of situations where people try to learn something. They try to put something in motion in their life and it doesn't work for them. But they continue down that path. They continue in that direction, that vibration within their lives to try to get it to work, to try to get it to manifest for themselves. And if you allow yourself, if you allow your vibration to keep moving in that direction, what happens is you lose interest in your psychic abilities or your mediumistic abilities, because now you're getting precisely tired of doing it this particular way. And I always explain to people, it's like a picture, like back in the days, back in the 60s, they had pictures that you painted by numbers. And psychic works a lot like that. What happens is what you do is you start painting by numbers. You start painting number 1, then you go to 3, then you go to 4. You start painting by numbers to try to bring the picture in view. Your psychic abilities, your mediumistic abilities are all like that. You start off with paint one number, and you start building from the ground up, not from the sky down. You start building from the ground up for your own vibration. And when I teach psychic alphabets to people, what I want you to do is really learn what the psychic alphabet means to you. What does it mean to you? What does it connect to you with? Because if you decide in your life a red car means a certain thing to you, then every single time you see a red car in a vision or a vibration within your life, you'll know exactly what that red car means. Same thing with a candle or a red candle or a blue candle or whatever you envision, whatever you give that meaning to that vibration. You can personally read a book and the book will tell you green means this. And you can take that as face value and say, yep, that's what it means to me. That's what it connects to me with. And keep it in your psychic vocabulary. But figure out what it means to you, because remember, your guides are working with your vibrational rate. They're working with you. They're working with what has gone on in your life, what has transpired within your life. They're working with your vibration. So whatever you do, whatever you place in motion in your life is what you're going to believe that means. So don't allow individuals or situations in your life to dictate what they feel it should mean to you. What does it should mean to you? What does it connect to you with? Because when I do mediumship, I know what things mean, but I've been doing it for a while. So if Spirit shows me a fox, and then shows me a cave, and shows me a blue sky with one cloud in it, and shows me different things in a kaleidoscope in front of me, I know what each one of those mean. I know what they connect to, what the vibration is. So then I get to tell myself exactly what that means. What that means, and I get to tell a story. I've told in one of the classes here, CERT, C-E-R-T. I have a handout with that. I can send it out to you if you want it about CERT. But CERT, communication, that's what we're doing first. We're trying to communicate with the spirit world. We're trying to raise our vibration to communicate with them. It's that evidence, that evidence. E is for evidence. What kind of evidence are you getting? Are Are you describing the individual who's bringing the evidence? Or are you describing something that the individual kind of has a connection to? They have an idea that you're kind of in the right track. Then the reason are here. Reason why they have appeared. Sometimes people appear in your vibration not because they're your favorite family member, not because they're that connection to that connection to you. Possibly they could be an uncle that's 6 or 7 lifetimes back, or they could be connected to your family tree, but you didn't quite get raised with them. They weren't really in your vibration, but they show up in a reading. What happens is that person's there for a reading, a reason why they're there. Why are they there? They're there maybe to help you across a path. Maybe they're very extremely good with money. Maybe they're good with helping you with health or complications within your life. They're there for a reason. There's a reason why they showed up. There's a reason. Then there's to tell a story or tie up loose ends. And not because a medium or a psychic worker has to be a good storyteller, but you got to be able to pull it all together. Bring it all together. Tell a story. Tell the vibration. Tell a story about the information. Because if I tell you certain bits and pieces and just give you bits and pieces of the puzzle never goes together. If I tell you that I saw the fox, I go, no, I have a fox here. There's a fox in the vibration. I see a cave over in the hill over the side. And, I saw one cloud in the sky, and that cloud was floating around in the sky. And, I saw a tree off of there. It was losing a few limbs. God bless you. What happens is what you do is you start telling what happens, the person looks at you and wonders, where are you going with this whole vibration? Where are you going? What you're trying to do, what you're personally trying to do is tell a story, tell a vibration. And when the psychic baggage is stuff that you've collected, stuff that doesn't mean too much to you. You've got it, doesn't quite work for you, doesn't quite connect in the vibration for you. It just is there. It was taught to you through a teacher, a video, maybe something you watched, maybe something you read, something you put in motion. Then all of a sudden, it doesn't really fit you. It doesn't fit your vibration. And psychic baggage has a way of doing that. It's the kind of what the baggage is bringing for you. What has it done for you? What is it connecting to? Does it connect dots? Does it work for you? Does it get put in motion when you personally do it? It's like when I do tarot cards or I do a reading with tarot cards. I have certain decks that I really like. Certain decks I really have an enthused situation with. I think they work very well. They work extremely well. But there are a lot of decks that they don't quite radiate with the vibration that I'm looking for. They don't really connect to me. So I'm not going to use those. I'm not going to put those in motion. I'm not going to go out and buy one of those decks and go, I'm going to buy that because somebody else is using that deck, so it should work fine for me. It's not what I had a medium tell me one time that just go look in the bookstore and a deck will fall off the shelf with you. Huh, really? Sometimes things will just be put in front of you. Somebody could walk up to you and say, I use the Gypsy Tarot. You go, Gypsy Tarot, okay. Then somebody else says Gypsy. Somebody comes in your life with the name Gypsy. There's definitely things appearing in the vibration that connect to that situation. Allow yourself to see what's actually connecting to you repetitiously over. When you want to do some kind of psychic work, address your guides. I always explain to people, I tell them, when you're doing this type of work, when you're doing this work, try to ask yourself, it's very basic to your guides because they listen to you. They're constantly in your vibration. It's quietly in your head, ask, is there something I need to do that I haven't done that I should do at this moment? Could you please show me? Don't put a specific situation on it. Just ask. Then allow them to be very repetitious in your vibration. Allow them to show you situations that are propelling themselves in front of you. And then you watch for the repetition. So sometimes guides will just hit you. They'll just, bang, it's there. But a lot of the times you've got to try to follow the path, follow the journey. They're trying to take you on a journey. They're trying to take you on to the next place, the next vibration for you. So kind of watch and see what they're actually propelling in motion for you. That's what you really, really, really absolutely need to do, is kind of allow certain things that you get in your vibration, they don't quite work for you. No sense of packing them in your luggage. Allow them to go. If they're supposed to revert back into your vibration, they will appear down the road. Doesn't mean you have to take everything, pack it in your luggage. I have people that have so much in their luggage, they have they don't have an understanding of where they need to be in their psychic work. They just keep going off in these whole different directions. They don't focus or hone the direction. When I talk about the clairs, the clairsentient, the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, the clairs within your vibration, a lot of people will tell me, well, I got all of them. I got all of them. I don't have to. No. You have one clair, one vibration, whether you're clear seeing, clear hearing, clear sensing, clear smelling. It's you have one clear class in your vibration. What you do is you allow yourself, you allow that vibration to be the strongest one. What is your strongest gift? You could be, my father used to say, you don't want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Find which one is your strongest trait, your strongest vibration within your life, and focus on that. The rest of them will join you on the path. The rest of the gifts, the rest of the vibration will join you there. But find that gift that you have, that vibrational gift. All of us have gifts, whether it's automatic writing, whether it's maybe you're doing some kind of intuitive work as far as working with police officers, working with police to try to find someone. Maybe you're doing soul retrieval. Maybe you're doing something that really actually radiates to you. It just is your baby. Work on that. And then allow the other ones to join you on the path. If you focus on every direction, clairsentient, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and you're focusing on every single direction, you're never going to get to the point you really do need in the vibration. I was raised clairvoyant. I've been clairvoyant since as far as I can remember. Wasn't clairaudient, wasn't clairsentient, I was clairvoyant. I saw spirit. I didn't really hear them. I heard them in my head, but didn't actually hear them outside my body till much later that I could actually hear voices talking to me. Then I started sensing, and then I started smelling. But I worked on my clairvoyance, and my grandmother always told me, if you're going to work on your mediumship, work on your gift that manifests the strongest within your vibration. What manifests the strongest? Whether you do automatic writing, maybe there's something to do with automatic writing, allowing your hand to kind of just move. And you'll know when your hand just starts to write something and put something on paper. Work on pendulum. Maybe there's something to do with a pendulum. Maybe you're going to work with a pendulum. Maybe you're going to do something with a pendulum at some point in your vibration. Maybe that's it. But what special gift do you figure out in your vibration? Maybe you have a really good sense of connecting to a higher consciousness. Maybe you have that. Maybe that whole thing of meditation and connecting to a higher consciousness, being able to walk with your guides, be able to connect to them. Maybe you have that gift. There are all kinds of different gifts that work with each and every individual. And I hate it when teachers tell people, well, you got to walk this way. You got to dress this way. You got to act this way. And if you don't act this way, it's probably not correct, because that's not the way I think you should do it, but you should do it my way. I believe when I teach classes, I believe that you should do it your way. I'll give you pieces, I'll give you tools, I'll put you things in your vibration that get you to where you need to be. But maybe that whole vibration of you getting to where you personally need to be is your journey. And when we pile it full of psychic baggage, stuff that we've learned over the years that isn't quite working with us, allow your guides to clear it. Sometimes in our lives, every so often in my life, every 6 months or so, I'll do like a spring cleaning. I kind of look in my vibration and I ask my guides, is there something I need to get rid of that I have put in my vibration that no longer serves me? Could you please show me? Did I watch what appears in my life? What shows up? What connects the vibration? So I don't ask for a whole bunch of stuff. What I do is I ask them for a certain situation. Is it good for me, or is there something I need to get rid of? Then I allow them about a week. It takes about 7, maybe sometimes 10 days for them to answer you. Then allow them to answer you. Allow them to propel you. And some people think that, oh my God, Spirit's going to walk up and they're just going to talk to me. They're just going to be there. I've learned in my life it's not that easy. Sometimes it's just a little journey. And you've got to search. You've got to bring out the flashlight. You've got to bring out the shovel, the rake. You've got to start to walk the path. You've got to look for things that appear in your vibration. Because if you don't, you don't miss it. It just kind of reverts back around. It makes that journey around your vibration again to appear back in your life. It could take you 6, 8 months for it to appear back in your vibration. So that's why I don't tell people you have to watch all the time, but be knowledgeable of what's going on, what's happening, what's being propelled within front of you. Because if you don't look at it, you don't see it. You don't see the vibration. I have a lady that works a lot with flowers, flower readings. And maybe that's something that works for you. And a flower, you can go outside my house and pick up any flower you want out there. But the reason flower readings work really well with people is because you could have picked up anything out there on my property, but you picked up that one flower that had a connection to you. And when you bring it back to me, I can give you a reading from that flower, that vibration that you brought, that will pretty much touch your life because you picked it. You picked that vibration. Same thing with your clothes, the different things you put in motion in your life. You pick them. There's a subconscious or conscious vibration in your life of that direction. You want to see it. You want to put it in motion. You want to put it on your body. There's something that you have in your life. So you're kind of moving in that vibration in your life, that connection within that vibration within your life. Listen to yourself. You have this innate vibration within your life to get you to where you need to be. You have this vibration within your life to get you there. So allow yourself to raise the vibration. Raise it to the different level. Don't stay at the same level you're in. Because if you stay at the same level you're in, you'll always be there. I have mediums that I've known through my whole life, and they get to a certain point in their vibration, a certain connection within their vibration, and then they like it there, then they stay there. They never progress any further. They never go any further in their vibration or their development. They stay at that particular level without allowing new information, new vibrations, and new connections to people to affect how they see or experience spirit. They stay there. I have this whole connection that we should always be propelling ourselves forward, moving to the next level, moving through the next door, moving through the next path, the next part of the journey. Never to stay on one journey, because if we stay on one vibrational journey, we're never going to see the true potential that we have within our lives. And it's a true thing. It's allowing these things to, because I have a strong thing. When me and my wife, we've always had Louise Hay's, the 101 Thoughts. She has a recording out of that we play within the house. But through her books for healing your life and different things that she's put out in the market, they kind of radiate to us. They radiate to the vibration of what we're looking at. Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. It's a saying you do to clear, to regroup, to rebalance, to reset, to re-envision. So there's little things you can do. There are little things you can do. Ruiz with the 4 agreements, for the 4 agreements. And I think that has a lot to deal with the vibration, is when you do this, when you do these certain things in your life, whether it be the 4 agreements, you do Louise Hay's, you do Ho'oponopono, you do all these different vibrations within your life. What works for you? What fits the vibration for you? And when you put it in motion, when you put all this vibration in motion, does it work for you? Does it do something for you? Does it change the energy field? Does it change the vibration of what you see? And that's That's a clearing. That is a way of clearing out old debris, old baggage, old stuff that doesn't work anymore. And sometimes it's people. Sometimes people are part of our psychic baggage. So sometimes we have to change teachers. Sometimes we have to change the vibration of teachers, connection to where we learn something. We have to change that. We have to change that vibration. And when we do, we allow other teachers. When the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. But if we change the vibration. Sometimes we go so far in a vibration, and then we have to venture off on our own, venture off somewhere else. When I was learning, getting certified here in Castaneda, I didn't really like how a lot of the teachers and different things worked here. I didn't like, I took pieces from what they had, but I never really quite connected, as you would say, to the vibration of the teachers. So I kind of ventured off on my own. I found the teachers that worked for me. And they were at a distance. So at one time, I don't know if some people are around this area, there used to be this large place on Flagler Beach called the Dome. And there were a lot of teachers, instructors there in the Dome that I really radiated with. I had this strong connection to. And I really loved working with them. I loved working with their vibration or working with their energy. So I ventured out and I found the teachers I needed. Not the teachers that were actually placed in front of me. I got all the information I needed from them, but I ventured forward to get new teachers. And sometimes when you're listening today, maybe there's teachers, instructors, there's instructors all over the world. Because I have a thing, I don't have to go all the way to England to learn how to do mediumship. There's a wonderful, awesome teachers here in the United States that will teach you mediumship, that will teach you this psychic vocabulary, will teach you how to work with your symbols. And sometimes in our life, we just get symbols. We get the vibration of symbols. Like we'll get a car, we'll get a tree, we'll get a car, we'll get a dog, we'll get something else. We'll get these vibration of symbols, these TV screens and these things of symbols. And we need to learn what those symbols mean to us, what they connect to us with. How do we read those? How do we do those? And it's not through some kind of psychic baggage and learning what it works for someone else. It's how it works for you, how it places itself in motion, how it gets your attention. When I work with my guide Lucerne, he has a strong thing with this connection to, this vibrational connection to symbols. Because they try to speak to us, but sometimes the guides have to work through intermediaries, people that will try to show us something. They can't get their point across the way they're talking. And I think a lot of this has to do with the vibrational rate of where we are and where they're at. And sometimes the vibrational rate, we're just not as close as we need to be. So the communication is not as pure, not as connected as it needs to be. So sometimes we have these symbols, these things show up because they're trying to get our attention. They're trying to place this in our vibration so that they know they can work with us so we can see what they're trying to tell us. I love it when I was learning healing and doing a healing ministry and working with healing. I had a lot of people healing the auric field. That's what they do, healing the auric field, just waving themselves in the auric field. But I would have these people tell me, oh, I know where the auric field is. I know where it is. But they didn't. They weren't touching the auric field. They were nowhere near the auric field, where the auric field was. But they believed in their hearts and their vibration they were touching that auric field. And sometimes we get to a vibration in our lives, we try to reach the highest level. We're thinking we're there. We're not quite. We're not quite. And that's the journey. That's the vibration with spiritual work. It's the journey. It's that vibration forward. It's that continual movement. Because I believe it's not all the stuff that I learned here, all the stuff I put in motion at this vibration, it's going to be what I'm going to be using on the other side of life when I venture from this earth plane to the spirit side of life. I'm going to be using these gifts. Maybe I'm not going to use all the gifts that I find down the path, but I probably will be using them when I get to the other side, because I'm impressing my spiritual growth, my soul growth, so that I'm moving that to a higher vibration. And you might be learning something in your life, connecting to a higher sense of consciousness, and you have no idea how that's going to work for you, but it's there. And it kind of gets your attention. It kind of puts you in a motion within your life, something you store back on the shelf. And when we talk about the psychic baggage, it's the shelf. Do you have a whole room in your life that's just loaded with boxes that you forgot to mark the boxes? And this whole room's full of stuff. You have no idea what's in the boxes. Or do you have shelves that are itemized and situations you know exactly what you have on the shelf? But during this time of spiritual work, is what we're doing is we're looking at the shelves every once in a while. We're reevaluating what the shelf. There's things that I learned when I was a kid, things that I learned when I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't use them as much anymore. I don't really, doesn't connect to the vibration with me anymore. I've grown past it. And that's when I sent out last week. I sent out where the guides sit, where the guides are in your vibration, where they are. Now, the guides are in your vibration because they follow you here, but not every one of the guides follow you throughout your entire lifetime. It's how you progress down the path, where you're moving down the path, where you get down the path. You pick up new teachers, new instructors, new guides to help you, to instruct you, to uplift you. And sometimes the guides that were here when you were in your teenage years or your childhood are not going to be here when you get into your adulthood. They're not going to be here because they personally cannot help you, get you to where you personally need to be. And I try to get that individuals because they get so guide fixated. And that's the worst thing you can do with psychic baggage, is they get extremely guide fixated in your life and think that, oh my God, that's my guide. If they leave, I'm going to fall apart. Well, if that guide leaves, a newer one, a newer, more elevated guide will appear to get you to where you need to be. Because that guide cannot take you any further. They cannot take you any further on the journey. No matter if you want them here, they still cannot take you any further on the journey. And that's where mediums stay at a level. They hold on to situations in their life and never actually move forward. My guides in my life have changed about 12 times. Now, I still have Jeff. He's still one of my guides. He's still one of my protectors, my gatekeeper, and he's followed me through lifetimes. And I have certain guides, my gatekeeper, my physician, and my alchemist. They're still there. As I started in my life, they are still there. They are the three guides that circle my vibration to help me. But other guides that I've needed as far as message work, and when I love when we do message work, when you do message work, you do not have one guide, one vibration. One guide is the one that works with your message work. You have guides that step in control behind the curtain. And when you walk in front of a group, whether it's on a platform, whether it's in a private setting, whatever it is that you're going to be giving a reading, the guide that will step up will be the one that radiates with the person that's sitting across from you. They will radiate with that person, so that energy connection to you and the individual in front of you is pure. You're not going to have an individual behind you that the person does not have a connection to, does not have this vibrational connection. So the reading's not going to work then. It's just not going to fall into place. And not every guide is going to be able to talk to every spirit. My guide, Jeff, cannot talk to every single spirit on the other side. He's not. So I have different message bearers that show up every time I do readings. I can feel the energy shift. I can feel the vibrational shift. I can feel how that energy works as I step in front of an audience or step in front of somebody. I know that there are different guides, different vibrations standing behind me to bring through the message work. So don't get guide fixated within the vibration. Find yourself some kind of working modality in your life to get yourself out of the way. Whether maybe you work with something in your hands, maybe you click something in your hands, maybe you work with something in your hands, maybe you work with tarot, maybe you work with something. But that's mostly that tool is the more to get you out of the way. So you want to get yourself out of the way. Get yourself out of your way so the Spirit can work with you, so the Spirit can kind of connect to you. If you walk in my office and let's say you have a tattoo of a bird right on your face, and I look at the bird and I go, oh my God, I'm going to give them a reading about that bird, about that vibration of the bird. No, it's not what the vibration is. It's what, if I look at what I perceive, it's not what Spirit's perceiving, it's what I'm perceiving. I'm allowing myself in the way. When somebody walks in with a bad leg and they want healing, if I allow myself to get in the way, I'm going to look at the bad leg and go, oh my God, I got to cure that bad leg. I got to fix that bad leg. And maybe there's something in the spine area. Maybe there's something in the neck area. Maybe there's something somewhere else in the body that's causing that leg to be bad. But I'm only focusing on the leg because I'm allowing myself in the way. When you do this work, allow yourself to be open to all vibrations around you. I'm not telling you that you need to believe in alien energy. I'm not believing that you need to believe in all this other stuff. Believe in what you believe. Ramtha, at one time when I was learning Ramtha would say, if you believe in a certain thing, if somebody across from you believes in past lives, and they true-heartedly believe in past lives, that person's going to see past lives. They're going to see incarnations. But if you stand right next to them and you don't believe, you have no you don't believe, you're not going to see the past lives. You're not going to bring that vibration in motion. Same thing with alien energy, higher vibration, higher consciousness, universal energy. If you don't believe in aliens, you don't have that connection and a higher sense of consciousness outside of our earth plane, then you're probably not going to see aliens. You're probably not going to see that energy field because you do not believe in it. So that's why you're learning. That's why you're propelling it in your vibration for you. You're allowing your guides to work in your dream state. You're allowing them to work in your dream state, because if you don't allow them to work in your dream state, and I'll have clients tell me that, Lewis, I do not dream. I don't have any dreams. I don't remember anything. Really? When you're in the vibration, when you're in this connection, when you're in this vibration, when you're sitting on the side of your bed, while your feet are still flat on the floor, while you're still connected to Mother Earth, while you're still connected to the earth plane, allow yourself to tell all your guides at that moment, you know, I'd really like to have a dream. State what you would like to have a dream about. Maybe your guide, maybe family member. What would you like to have a dream about? State to your guides, I'd like to have a dream about this, and I would like to remember the dream. Then lift your feet up and go to bed. Go to sleep. What you do is you start directing your guides to propelling your life what they feel. As I said at the beginning of this talk today, is there something that I need to see that I haven't seen yet that I need to put in motion? Could you please show me? You're asking your guides to go out and find something that actually radiates to you, that connects to you in a higher sense of consciousness, and you're allowing them to bring it back to you. And you want to see it too, so it's usually things will happen repetitiously. If your angelic presence wants to talk to you, angels want to speak to you, you're going to keep seeing numbers on the clock, 555, 444, 333. You'll keep seeing numbers. You'll keep seeing them until you finally go, okay, guys, I'm watching, I'm looking at it. What are you trying to show me? Your guides will definitely propel that in motion for you. But you're actually setting this vibration. So at this class today, I really want you to look through your life, look through the vibration in your life, and see what you need. Don't clutter the whole room with stuff that doesn't really connect to you. It doesn't radiate anymore. It doesn't, you learned it a few years ago, it doesn't quite connect. Let it go. Maybe you're not going to be the greatest musician in the world. But each one of us have a particular instrument that we play, a vibration with our own personal vibration. And we have to make the sound that we need to make with that vibration through our body. How it works for us, how it will sound when we do it. I'm probably not going to make these great big sounds and different things for my voice and start doing all this sound healing and all this vibration with sound, because it's not something I went focusing my intent into. I have a little bit of knowledge about it, but not a lot. So I'm not going to focus my knowledge into that vibration. It's something that I needed to look at, but not to be part of the whole vibration. You don't want to fill the room with a bunch of instruments and not be able to play any of them. So figure out what you're placing in the room. Figure out if it's working for you. And when you actually ask yourself if it's working for you, and you don't use it. I have stuff in my garage, 5 months, if I haven't used it, haven't looked at it, haven't been back there, I give it away to Goodwill. I give it away. There's no sense in me keeping it because there's no sense. I'm not going to use it. It's just been sitting there for 5 months. Haven't used it in 5 months. Probably not going to use it. Probably not going to put it in motion. So give it away to somebody else that'll be able to use it, be able to put it in motion. So when you're doing tarot decks, when you're doing vibrational decks, I laugh because I went on the cruise. I went on the cruise last year. So I had all these decks that people had given me and tarot decks that people had given me. I wasn't really using them. I didn't really have a need for them because I wasn't using them. So I took all these decks that people had given me and took them on board ship and put them on the table and said, free tarot decks, free decks. And people got them and took them and took them. And maybe the one deck I gave somebody or maybe something I gave somebody at that moment changed their life, changed their vibration within their life, changed their focus. And I was part of that. And I was part of that vibration that changed their focus. So maybe there's something you've used, or maybe something you put in motion, or something you can personally teach that's going to change somebody's life. I'm not going to tell you to change your whole vibration, connect to your whole energy field and go, oh my God, Lou, I've got to do this. Well, does it work for you? Does it be put in motion? Because when Lucerne speaks to me, when he talks to me, my trance guide, he has this whole connection of on a spiritual realm, of how things are supposed to work. And here, probably in about 5 minutes or so, I'm going to let him kind of overshadow me and talk. But I want you to really understand that they want the best for us. Not some kind of, they're not going to drag us through some kind of scary little thing with a flashlight that the batteries are bad. They're going to take us somewhere that's going to actually light the path, get us there, protect us, and guide us as we make the journey. So that's what your guides are doing. That's what they're trying to get your attention with. And what you're doing is trying to look and see how that works, how that fits the vibration for you. And when you get books, or when you see books online or different things online, say, oh my God, I love that book. I want that book. Figure out if the book radiates to you. Things will show up. Things will radiate to you. And they will show up in the vibration, that including people, teachers, instructors. They will show up in your vibration to get your attention. They'll bring something, and they might not bring the whole meal, but they'll bring part of the meal that will actually start you on the rest of your journey. So when you're doing this work, allow yourself to envision the vibration. Envision it. Your guides are standing directly behind you. They're behind you. Sometimes we've outrun our guides. Sometimes I'll have clients that I'll tell them your guides, you're on the path by yourself. You've outrun the people and your guides in your life. It's not because you've outrun them because you're better than what your guides are and your people in your life. You've outrun them so you get a better view of what they're bringing towards you as you take in the view as they maneuver past into your vibration. Sometimes we just lose sight because so much stuff is around us, so much stuff is happening. Your guides stop, allow you to move forward, allow you to turn around, and allow you to look at what's going on, and you have that opportunity to reevaluate before you move forward. And we have moments in our lives that we do that. I do the 9-year cycle in people's lives, and I believe that works, and it has always worked for me. It connects the vibration for me. Because if you take your birthday, however age you are, if you're 28 years old, 28 adds up to 10, 1 is 0, 1. It's the first year of a 9-year cycle. It's the first year. So you take your birthday, go to your first year. Your first vibration is where your guides hand you the credit card and say, go ahead and take whatever you want. Your second year or year is when they stop you, make you look at what you picked up. You finish setting the foundation. Third year, drive around the store, pick up whatever you think you need, and your guides will actually allow you to start to build on that foundation. Fourth year, head down building. Fifth year, your guides say, well, how's that working for you? Get an opportunity to knock down what you're building with. Sixth, seventh year of a cycle, I've noticed this in people's lives, sixth, seventh year of a cycle is when you're locked in a room. You build with whatever's in that room. You build. Now, in your sixth year, you've got your head down building. Seventh year, they step you back in the room, make you look at what you've been building, get an opportunity to knock everything down, but you're still in the room. You haven't left it. You build with whatever's in the room. Eighth year, purging. Most people, they move, change your life, get divorced, do all kinds of things for eighth year. Eighth year is a purging year. Guides are taking over. They allowed you to go crazy for 7 years. Eighth year, they take over. Ninth year, you regroup, get ready for the next cycle. And then the next cycle, at 37 years old, they hand you another credit card and say, all right, what do you want now? So you have to look and see where you are in the cycle, where you are in the vibration in your life, and figure out if you are building, if you're collecting. What are you collecting? What are you building? What are you placing in motion? And then that's the same thing about psychic work. When you enter the room, when you get time to kind of regroup and rebalance, what do you have in the room? What do you have? What is actually getting your attention? It's not that everybody's going to do psychic work. Not everybody's going to hang a shingle out, put their sign up and go, I'm doing mediumistic work. I'm doing it. What most of the people I've come in contact with really want to know how it personally works for them, how it connects to them, how they can connect, have a better connection to spirit, how they can talk to spirit better, have that stronger connection. Not because they're going to go out and read a bunch of people. They're there because they want to understand how it works for them. And it's the CERT, the communication, the evidence, the reason, tell the story. It's the symbols that appear in your life. What do they mean to you? If your guides keep showing you, if you walk out your door and you see an owl, and you go, ooh, that's strange, it's the middle of the day, there's an owl out there. You get home from work, there's the owl again. You do it again, there's the owl. You turn on TV set, there's an owl again. There's a reason that owl's there. Not because the owl decided to sit on a tree outside your house. There's a reason why it's there. Now, you can look through all these books and figure out exactly what an owl means to somebody else. Or what does the owl mean to you? What does it mean to you? Because it's there. Maybe somebody in your life liked owls. I have an aunt. Her whole house was nothing but owls. If I see an owl, a certain type of owl, I will get that strong connection that she's near me. Because that's the type of owl she collected. She liked them. So what does it mean to you? Because there's a reason why that's appearing in your life. Whether it's a robin outside your door, you see a robin again, you see a robin again. Somebody enters your life and says, oh, by the way, dear, my name's Robin. You pay attention to what they're trying to tell you. Because sometimes guides will bring people, events, and situations within your life to get your attention. Because if you're driving behind a car and somebody has died and they got in the back of a car, Robert. You go, ooh, somebody lost their friend, Robert. You get home, turn on TV set, there's Robert again on TV, he's doing the news. Pick up a book. First name in the book is Robert. But then somebody enters your life and says, oh, by the way, I would love you to come over. I'd love to speak to you by the way, my name's Robert. It isn't cut and dry. It's your guides will keep propelling these things within your life to get your attention. And what a medium does, or what a psychic does, is they help you. They maneuver you to a part of the path. They give you binoculars. They give you ways of maneuvering the path. We as mediums cannot direct you down the path. We only give you all the tools to envision the path. And then the decision is yours. Free will and choice to do whatever you need to do. Because I told a lady not to move one time. Don't you dare move. Don't you dare move. She says, I'm moving. I said, guides are not happy with that. They are not in tune with that. She says, no. I'm buying a house. I'm moving. I said, guides aren't happy. They're not happy. She no sooner than she got into that house, moved her furniture in that house, went to work, her house was encircled by fire trucks because the house was built on a sinkhole and fell into the sinkhole. Her guides did not want her to buy this house, but her free will and choice, she wanted that house. Now, I could tell her that the guides weren't happy. Guides were definitely not happy. Ooh, they were not happy in my office. But she decided that house on that sinkhole was hers. She didn't know there was a sinkhole there, but I assumed the guides did. They didn't want her buying it. But boy, that she went in that direction. And then what your guides do is they don't sit there and they go, oh. They'll just dust you off and say, ooh, that was awful, wasn't it? Oh, God, that was awful. Oh, we saw that. It was awful. Then they go, okay, let's go do this now. But they don't do apologetic. They'll try to stop you, then you have free will and choice to take the journey, whatever journey you decide to take. And that's how Lucerne works with the vibration, how he connects to the vibration. Lucerne is this guide that has followed me through my lifetime, more of a trance guide. He overshadows me. When I get into full body trance, I kind of leave my body, and Lucerne works with me. He connects to a higher vibration because my voice will change. Different things will change within my auric field and different things because he's actually overshadowing and pulling up close to me. So I'm going to allow him to pull close here in a few minutes, allow him to see if he's going to do something. My voice should change. Different things might change the vibration, but allow him to speak about this subject because sometimes he likes speaking about things, and he's understood here that he's been speaking to me today, so I assume that he wants to speak today about this subject of psychic baggage. So I'm going to keep talking, and then during that time period, my voice should start to change and different things should start to happen. But as we move in our lives, as we connect to that higher sense of consciousness, Spirit has a true understanding of the vibration of Spirit. Now, as guides and individuals on the other side of life, we do not connect wholeheartedly to your vibration. What we do in your life is we give you bits and pieces of information, allowing you to move in the right direction, to see the right vibration ahead of you. It isn't a connection that we are trying to maneuver, but you might think that we should speak to you more clearly. Have that strong connection, that voice from the ethers, you know. Maybe there's something you want to hear from us. Sometimes we can't do that with you because you're not really connected to us in that way. So the vibration, the things that happen in your life, the things of seeing things, of putting things in motion, to getting things done in your life, it's like turning the knob on a radio, bringing in the channel, bringing in the station so it's clear, so you can hear it. At some point, when we try to maneuver these things in your life, it is not because we're not on the channel. We know exactly where the channel is. During these aspects of your life that we're trying to maneuver you, we are just turning the dial. We are turning the vibration for you, getting you closer to that clear sensing, that clear hearing of what we're trying to propel within your life. That's what we're trying to tell you. Not because we're playing 24 questions, my dear children. It is not that. It is that core connection of understanding that you are a high vibration. You are that connection to the source. The only reason that you are not connecting to the source is you have ventured into this earth plane. You have ventured into the vibration here of understanding.
That is what you've done. You've ventured into this vibration of understanding, and you have to allow yourself to see what you connect to. As guides, as people on the other side, I am Lucerne. I overshadow Lewis. I work with him through trance and the vibrations of trance, and that's how I bring into the vibration. But when I work with him, I bring him, try to drag. No, sometimes I feel like I'm dragging him, but most of the time I'm trying to usher him, a slow movement, a slow connection, maneuvering him to where I need him to be, to where I need him to get the view, or at least to see the higher consciousness that I want him to look at. And every single one of you have a guide, a protector, a guide within your vibration that is actually propelling you, edging you down the path, edging you into a vibration of spirit. You have to realize that everything within your auric field has been preordained from the spirit side of life. It is that place where you were, where you picked up your guides, where you picked up your life lessons, your encouragements, your duty to work with the infinite whole, the cosmic energy around you. You picked all this vibration up, read the plans, came down here, and then you forgot. You forgot who you picked. And through this time, through this area in your life, we're always there. You might not know who we are. You might not connect to who we are, but we are there, nudging, moving, quietly etching you down the path. And sometimes you aren't listening to us. This is not the vibration of listening. It's because you have too much stuff in your vibration. You want to go off in this direction. You force yourself off in this direction, but you don't stay focused within your life because there's too much luggage on the floor, too much stuff here. And you're trying to make everything fit with stuff that you have no idea how to use it. That's why we try to propel you in a direction to get you to where you need to be. Not away from where you are, but to where you personally need to be in your life. That is the connection. It has always been that. Through spirit and through the connection to a higher sense of consciousness, we're only directing you. We cannot force you to go in a direction. We can only direct you in a direction. Never force, but direct you. And allow you to find the path. But if your path is too cluttered to see the rest of the path, you will not venture on that path that you're supposed to. You venture onto a different path that doesn't quite work for you. And that's when we explained to Lewis many years ago, it was to tell us, Estes, if there's something we need to show you that you have not seen, that you should see in your life. Allow yourself to see it. And when you do that, it sounds a call into the spirit world. It is a vibration, a sound that goes into the spirit world that attracts the guides and protectors in your vibration to bring that vibration to you, to propel you in a direction in your life. But sometimes you have to ask us, because we're kind of exhausted sometimes, trying to figure out how to get you over all your psychic debris, your psychic baggage, trying to clear it for you when you hold on to it so strongly. Some people in this lifetime are extremely hoarders in their life. Hoarders. They hoard everything that they've ever learned in their life, but they don't use any of it. They haven't marked the boxes, so they have no idea what kind of connection it is to them. Instead of marking and understanding it, they just allow themselves to move. And I heard those speaking to each and every one of you. It isn't the vibration of how you look at this. It's how you propel things in motion. What is your gift? What has your vibration explained to you? How do you perceive? Maybe you're clairsentient and you really sense the vibration. You sense the energy of the field. Look at that. Put that in motion. Maybe you see us. Maybe you see the connection to the spirit world and put that in motion. But don't tell your guides that I have every gift in the world and I work with all of them. You will not work with all your gifts at every given moment. You will work with one, and the other ones will arrive as you need them within a vibration. All of them do not work all simultaneously within your vibration. You work with a vibration that's called for at that moment. That's why you have to be open to allowing other things to appear. If you're clairvoyant and you need to be clairsentient for a moment, then that will be the strongest gift at that moment. So remember that. Don't get yourself stuck in all this psychic debris. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of books on the market. Not every book on the market has some kind of information for you. It is the books that you're directed to, the people, the teachers, the instructors that you're directed to in your life. It is never every book, every situation that you need to read and put in motion in your life. It is where you're directed. And as you get directed in your life, you'll notice that certain things will reappear in your life. Like deja vu, you know. There are things that will appear in your vibration. Maybe there's a connection here. But if something has appeared in your life a few years ago and now all of a sudden it's back, it's not because you missed it, my good child. Maybe it's something within that box that you need to look at again. Reevaluate. Re-envision. Then allow yourself to move forward. That's the whole question here of the vibration. And I wanted to explain that to you because people get themselves in a situation within their lives, climbing and just sitting in the middle of a room and boxes 6 to 8 feet tall, not seeing the door or the windows of the room, but only the boxes, feeling they're stuck in their mediumship. What you need to do is unpack the boxes, unpack the room, so you can get to the door, get to the windows, get yourself a view. Allow your guides to help you. They will help you. Tell them to clear the psychic debris from your life. And then see what propels itself away from you. Maybe there are people, events, situations. Maybe you're having a class wherever you live. And the teacher decides that they're not going to teach anymore. They're retiring. They're going off in their retirement. And now you have to go find a new teacher. Maybe there's a vibration here for your guides to direct you to where you need to be. Listen to yourself. I have that true nature here. Listen to your well-being and your vibration within your life. And I travel on the other side. I don't stay with Lewis completely within his vibration. I have a lot of other conscious things that I do throughout my life on the other side. And if you don't feel that I am just Lewis's vibration, ask me to send you runners in your life. Ask me to send people to you to help you. I have people here that I can direct in your direction. I can help you. I can direct things in your auric field. And runners will show up to direct you in a motion in your life. Not to drag you, but to propel you, to give you a view. And if that's what you need in your life, then allow me to help you with that. But other than that, find your true purpose within your life. All right, I noticed that he left. I noticed that the CERN has left. I'm back into kind of more of a consciousness now in my life. But I really wanted you today to really evaluate the vibration of your psychic baggage. Not other things you like, but your psychic baggage in your life. Does it work for you? Does it propel you forward? That's what my Lucerne, my guides, Jeff, different guides in my vibration tell me. Does it benefit you on your physical walk? Does it benefit you? And even in your spiritual walk, does it benefit your vibration? Does it benefit you? Because if not, see, as spiritualists, we don't believe that you need to attend a spiritualist church. As a spiritualist pastor and pastor of the church out here, I don't believe that you need to attend the church. Maybe you don't need to attend church. Maybe you're in a really God-fearing church, another vibrational church. It's wherever you need to be at this moment. Wherever you personally need to be. It isn't a question of someone telling you, oh my God, what kind of religion are you? Where are you? Oh my God. But does it work for you?
Now, spiritualism works for me. It always has. I've been in other religions. I was working with my father at one point in my life as an evangelist. I mean, I've been in other religions. I've been in other modalities and working with them. But I found out that spiritualism works for me. It just connects to me. It just connects to my being. Now, it might not connect to yours. Maybe there's some other religion that connects to you. But that walk, that vibrational walk, whether it's with your guides, whether it's with the Christ consciousness, wherever your walk takes you, make sure that the baggage that you're carrying with you, that the pack mules are never overwhelmed carrying all of it, that you're not exhausted trying to pull the mule up the hill, that you have found a peace within your vibration to propel you to where you need to be. And that's when the next door opens. That's when the next vibrational door opens in your life. And you get to see that door. And whether you talk to me, whether you talk to Christopher Thames, whether you talk to other teachers, it's that next door, that next vibrational door that connects to us, allows us to see the future in our being, not maybe somebody else's, but our being within our lives. So I hope you enjoyed it today. I hope you enjoyed this today. I'm probably going to, next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about something. I'm going to put the topic up, but I'm going to go a little bit more into Q&A because I want you to be able to think this coming week about some questions about maybe your spiritual work, your connection to your spiritual work. Maybe I can help you in your movement, your spiritual work next week, and think of some questions you would like to get some answers to, because sometimes we don't have anybody to ask of what's going on in our lives, what's happening, and we'd like somebody to tell us if they can help us kind of in that direction, because sometimes we have things happen in our life that really don't connect to us, and we don't know how to fix them because we have nobody to ask. Next week, I'm going to allow you to ask me questions, allow me to help you, because even though I don't know everything, I don't, but I've been in this business so many years that I have a lot of knowledge. I might not have the answer to everything, but I could probably find the answer for you. But I want you to be able to propel on your journey, propel on your walk, propel on your spiritual walk, your spiritual journey in this lifetime. And if that works for you, I want to help you. I want to encourage you on your path. Because if you encourage somebody, and I encourage somebody, and we encourage somebody, we're going to get back to the spirit side of life, and they're going to say, job well done. Job well done. Because we followed our journey. We followed our path. So follow your journey. Follow your path. Clear out the psychic baggage. Clear it out. All right, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm going to take us out. Thank you guys for